Good evening, good evening. This is Marie Holiday. I hope everybody had a fabulous day today. And before we get started, please hit my subscribe button and hit my notification button. Support and subscribe to my channel. And with that being said, we're going to get down to today's very exciting lecture. The focus of this lecture is going to be qualifying for the public service loan forgiveness, what you need to know. So if you have a federal student loan, pay attention. Important update. On October the 6th, 2021, the Department of Education announced a change to the Public Service Loan Forgiveness, the PSLF program rules, that for a limited time, you may be allowed to get credit for payments you made on your school loans that wouldn't normally qualify for public service loan forgiveness. This waiver period is temporary and will end on October the 31st, 2022. To gain more information on this limited waiver period, including any actions you may need to take to gain access to these benefits, I encourage you to visit Fed Loan Services yourself. I'm just going to give a basic general overview based off my extensive research. I am currently in the Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program, and I've already submitted my waiver so they can take a look at my account, because there's a high probability once they look at my account, they're going to give me credit for payments that historically would not have been counted, and that's going to bump me up in terms of meeting all the criteria to wipe out the remainder of my student debt, because I'll return back to graduate school later in life. So to gain more information on this limited waiver period, including any actions you may need to take to gain access to these benefits, I encourage everyone to visit Fed Loan Services. So I am going to talk just about some basic information in regards to the Public Service Loan Forgiveness application at waiver. But I do want to say that this entire information and updated information can have a direct impact in regards to freeing up money that you would have been paying on that school loan once you meet all the requirements to have that student loan wiped out. So one of the things I want to talk about in relation to the actual application, this is the actual Public Service Loan Forgiveness updated application. I'm gonna talk about this application. Just like I obtained the actual application from the website, you can do the same thing also. Basically, with the Public Service Loan Forgiveness, this application, it basically says that I request on this application in Section 2 that the U.S. Department of Education determine whether I qualify for the Public Service Loan Forgiveness and discharge any qualified loans that I have. And they're going to take a look at it. And it says, if none of my loans qualify for the Public Service Loan Forgiveness, so when I submit this form, they are going to determine on how many qualifying payments that will count. Fed Loan will make the determination. All you got to do is submit the application. But on Section 2 of the application, there's 3 areas that can be checked. The first block, it says, I just want to find out how many qualifying payments I have made, or if my employer is a qualified employer. That is the box that I check because I already know my employer is a qualified employer, but I want them to check to determine on how many qualifying payments I have because it may be some that are qualified that will not count and that can bump me up. The second option on this block to be checked, block 2, I believe I qualify for forgiveness under the public service loan forgiveness right now. I didn't check box 2 because I first want them to take a look at what I may qualify in box 1. Then box 3 option, if indicated that I believe I qualify for forgiveness now, I want a forbearance while my application is being processed. But understand that periods of forbearance do not count towards forgiveness. That's box number 3. I didn't check box number 3. Again, I check box number 1 because I want to find out, box number 1, I want to find out how many qualifying payments I have made. That is the box that I check because I want them to take a look at this. For the public service loan forgiveness, it states directly on this application, in the second part of this application, it talks about that I qualify for forgiveness. I must have made 120 qualifying payments on my direct loan while employed full-time by a qualified employer. Neither the 120 qualifying payments nor employments have to be consecutive. It's kind of just giving you some of the parameters around this, of the guidelines around this. Number 2, to qualify for forgiveness, I must be employed full-time by a qualified employer when I apply for and get forgiveness. So it just basically laying everything out, 1 through 6 is laying everything out in regards to the nuts and bolts in terms of the qualification of the public service loan forgiveness program. Again, I will encourage everyone to take a look at this, to fill out this application. If you have a student loan, submit this application to Fed Loan so they can take a look at your account to make sure you're getting credit for all payments you've made, whether they were qualified payments or unqualified payments, because what Fed Loan is doing is they're giving people credit for payments historically that would not have been qualified, and that's going to boost people up to meet that criteria for 120 qualifying payments. Again, this will have a direct impact on financial freedom when a person has met all of the guidelines and that student loan has been wiped out. You have a zero bill. They'll send you documentation that the bill has been zeroed out. And when that happens, that will have a positive impact on your credit score because you're no longer obligated to pay the remainder of that bill off. So that's all I have on this topic. Don't forget, hit my subscribe button, hit my notification button, send me your comments, and don't forget, be on the lookout. Marie Holiday book titled Awake Financial Freedom is in the printing phase of publication. That my book is very, very close to hitting all major bookstores. It will also be available in ebook version. That book is going to guide the reader towards in regards to how Marie Holiday ascended from financial destruction to complete financial freedom. There is a spiritual base to that book. Purchase my book. You will not be disappointed. Be on the lookout. So with that being said, that's all I have. Simplify, Simple Fidelis. And I'm going to leave you in the care of your own conscience. Have a great evening.